What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for the Week 34 Premier League predictions. We've got a lot of exciting fixtures coming up, so make sure you subscribe down below and leave your predictions down in the comments and play along. Last week, we correctly predicted that Man City would beat Luton 5-1, which is an insane score prediction. You can go back and watch the video. There's proof. And here are the winning accumulators over on the Patreon. You can use that link in the description at the top to join. Since the last Premier League predictions video, we are currently 6 out of 6 correct tips on all the Champions League fixtures, and at the time of recording, Man City and Real Madrid play and Bayern Munich and Arsenal play. Looking forward to that. Last night we had the halftime full-time treble, looking at Southampton in the Championship, Mansfield in League 2 and Sporting in Portugal as well as of course combined tips the Champions League, La Liga High Odds winners treble, the Bundesliga winners treble and a bunch of other stuff. So flashing up on the screen now are all of the people that are supporting me and the channel over on Patreon, and all of the people that have access to the exclusive members tips and accumulators that I can give on the daily. Even when I'm out of the country, out in Morocco like I was recently, I can still give winning tips. So if you want to support the channel for just $8.99 a month, you can click the top link in the description, get a shout out in every video, get messaging access to me personally, and all of the exclusive tips as well. Also in this video today, as a little bonus, as you can tell by the title, I will also be predicting the FA Cup semi-final after getting through the Premier League fixtures. So let's delay no further, kicking it off with Luton up against Brentford, and I think this is going to be quite an exciting, entertaining, high-scoring game. We saw Brentford beat Sheffield United as predicted in the last game week, and as I said, we correctly predicted Luton would lose 5-1 to Manchester City. I think this is a game where Luton can actually snag a point at home. I think away from home it might be a little bit difficult, but at Kenilworth Road I'm going to go for a high-scoring 2-2 draw between Luton and Brentford, and the tip is going to be both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.8. Luton can score against Man City, they can score against Brentford at home most definitely, so I think a high-scoring draw but both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.8 is my tip there. After this, Sheffield United up against Burnley. You could say Sheffield United and Burnley both destined for the Championship. It's a Championship clash if nothing else. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Sheffield United should be able to get a point at home. I think Bramall Lane, they should be able to get something, even though they've been struggling to get anything anywhere this season, really. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and my tip is going to be draw at 3.5. And we know Sheffield United are the worst team in the league, but it doesn't speak highly of Burnley that I'm predicting Sheffield United get something from as well. So, going to tip a draw. Don't usually do that. 3.5. I think of all the games in the Premier League, this might be one of the lowest scoring ones. But after that, we have Wolverhampton Wanderers up against Arsenal. Arsenal fumbling against Aston Villa. I'm predicting that Arsenal will not qualify against Bayern Munich. I just don't see it. Maybe that's me being a pessimistic Arsenal fan, but I think the fact you can get Bayern Munich to qualify at odds of 1.9, I just don't, that's a no-brainer to me. I don't think Arsenal qualify past Bayern Munich, so I'm anticipating here they're out of the Champions League and probably out of the title race, given that Man City are out and out in front and have a better run of fixtures and are just a better team at winning games when it matters. So I think Arsenal, they are going to bounce back here. It's going to be quite low scoring. I'm going to go Arsenal to beat Wolves 2-0, and the tip is going to be Arsenal -1 handicap at 2, because if they do qualify to the semi-final of the Champions League, they'll all of a sudden, genuinely, if we get past Bayern, Arsenal fans will flip and immediately be like, we could win the double. We could win the Champions League and the Premier League, genuinely, even though likelihood is, assuming Man City get past Real Madrid, Man City stand in the way of the Champions League and the Premier League as the favourites to win both as it stands. That's just the flippant nature of a lot of Arsenal fans, because one win, especially a quarter-final Champions League against Bayern Munich, can change everything. But I think either way, whether we're out of the Champions League or in, it will inspire Arsenal to a winning performance. We're barely conceding goals away from home lately. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Arsenal, and the tip is going to be Arsenal -1, as I said, at evens. After this, Everton up against Nottingham Forest. Everton were absolutely demolished by Chelsea. 6-0. We tipped Chelsea to win at 1.61, but 6-0 is just absolutely phenomenal. Everton looked awful. I don't know why I've done this necessarily, but I've predicted an Everton win. Just some kind of bounce back at Goodison Park, and it might be needed because Forest, they're a relegation rival. This is a 6-pointer. This is a very important game. Forest will see Everton as wounded and will think they can get something from this game. I've gone for an Everton 2-1 win, but my tip is not going to be in the result market because I can't trust them after that rubbish. So my tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7. I've gone Everton to win 2-1, but I don't know. I kind of want to see Everton get relegated. I'm so over it. They should have got relegated a couple of years ago. Sheffield United were kind of, I can't remember who it was. There was something happened, and I just feel like Everton should have got relegated, and they got away with it. But they've been terrible. I think they could do with a humbling, go down to the Championship, get it over with. After this, we have Aston Villa up against Bournemouth. I was going to say Aston Villa and both teams to score as the tip, but the odds of Aston Villa to win at Villa Park against Bournemouth, I know Bournemouth are decent, but 1.75, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to go Aston Villa to win 3-1 against Bournemouth. The tip is Aston Villa to win at 1.75, so barely spent any time on that game, but we're moving on to Crystal Palace up against West Ham. This is one of the nothing fixtures that, unless you're a Palace or a West Ham fan, you're probably not that interested in whatsoever. I think it's going to be a draw. Crystal Palace 1, West Ham 1. The tip is both teams score at 1.61. Crystal Palace with a brilliant result against Liverpool, beating them at Anfield, and West Ham losing out to Fulham at home. That was a little bit of a shock, not even getting on the score sheet. I'd imagine by this point West Ham have been knocked out by Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think they'll overcome a 2-goal deficit, but I don't even think they'll get a win in the second leg, because Bayer Leverkusen need to avoid defeat against West Ham in that second leg to break the all-time top 5 European leagues unbeaten record held by Juventus, equaled by Bayer Leverkusen in their previous game in the Bundesliga that saw them win the title. So I don't think West Ham get anything from Bayer Leverkusen. I think they get a point away at Crystal Palace, 1-1. The tip is both teams to score at 1.61. And the final Premier League fixture of the week is going to be Fulham up against Liverpool. Fulham, as I said, a brilliant result against West Ham, 2-0 away from home. That's no mean feat. I think at Craven Cottage, they're going to give Liverpool a really good and really close game. This will be a classic game where both teams score and they'll be drawing after 60 minutes, and Liverpool will do what they've been doing and will score a late winner. That's what's going to happen. Liverpool are going to win this one 2-1, and the tip is Liverpool to win and both teams to score at 2.6. And now we move on to the FA Cup semi-final. Do I have an FA Cup background on here? I don't. FA Cup semi-final. First one, Manchester City up against Chelsea. The Cole Palmer derby. I think Man City are going to win. Chelsea, I was impressed with them against Everton. They took their chances. They were very good. I think Man City are just going to be too good. Man City could win the treble again. Back-to-back trebles is outrageous, especially with the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool playing the way they are. They've got a tricky Champions League run. I think Man City win this game. I'm going quite high scoring, which isn't typical of a cup tie necessarily, but I'm going to go Man City 3-1. I think Chelsea are good enough to get a goal, and Man City therefore need to score to win. I think Man City are capable of winning, so I'm going to go Man City 3, Chelsea 1. The tip is Man City, and both teams will score at 2.87. And the other semi-final, it's Coventry up against Manchester United, and I'm going for a similar thing. Coventry, it was a phenomenal stoppage time comeback, 2 goals to come up from behind against Wolves to win and book their place in the semi-final against Manchester United. I think they can give them a game. United looking a little bit shaky at the moment. I don't trust Manchester United at all. They drew 2-2 with Bournemouth in the last fixture, but I am going to shade it to the league above team in Manchester United, 2-1 against Coventry, and it's another result on both teams to score tip. Manchester United and both teams to score to set up the Manchester derby for the FA Cup final of City and United. So City still on track to win the treble, assuming they get past Real Madrid. By the time you watch this video, you will know if they did. I expect they will. And Man United will be booking their place in the final with a win over Coventry. I'd love to see a Chelsea-Coventry final, but I just don't think it'll happen. So that is going to do it for Week 34 Premier League predictions, as well as the FA Cup semi-final predictions. Like I said, please do drop your comments, and you know, down below with your predictions. You can come back and check and see how you did, see how I did, laugh at me when I get it wrong, and City have been eliminated from the FA Cup and the Champions League, and Arsenal have beaten Bayern and beaten Wolves and are going to win the Premier League. So it's going to be great. I can't wait until the next video, so make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss it. If you want exclusive members tips and accumulators and a shout out in every single video, as I said at the start, you can click the Patreon link using the top link in the description to join, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.